Hi everyone, I'm Elizabeth from Flowers Talk Tivoli, and today I wanted to talk to you about repotting. One of the questions we get asked all the time when people first purchase plants in our shop is, do I need to repot it right away? And the answer is no. Most of the plants that you get prefer to be a little bit root bound. They prefer to stay in the plastic grower's pot with a great drainage on the bottom, and they're happy to stay in the size container or whatever container your plant comes in for probably 1 to 2 years. If you're planting your plants outside into a larger container where they will grow more over the summer, then definitely make sure to use a pot that has good drainage in it as well. But when you're buying plants from us, most of the time you don't need to repot your plant for a year or two. Now, there are other times when we have plants that are a bit more mature. We've had them around our homes for a while. It's time for some repotting. So as you can see, this aloe vera that I've had this for probably about 4 years or so. I've always kept it in this container, and it's grown all these beautiful little babies here. So today is a good time to repot it. Repotting in the summer is the best because you can just bring everything outside, make your mess outside, sweep it up, and you don't have to worry about any of that soil on your carpet. So one of the things to remember is to use a really good, high quality tropical soil mix when you're repotting. So if you're repotting regular tropicals, we suggest a really good potting mix, either Pro Mix or Miracle Grow, nice and clean. If you're repotting succulents or cacti, we suggest using a really good cactus mix as well. So this has a really good sand mix in it. If you can't get your hands on a cactus or succulent potting mix, then make sure to use a tropical soil mix with good clean sand. So you're not just grabbing sand from the playground. You're purchasing a bag of clean sand so that we're not adding any weeds or bugs into your plant. You don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by laying this baby down. So sometimes your plants will become so root bound that you'll have to cut the pot. I'd like to keep the pot and keep the mother plant in here, and then just separate the babies and plant the babies into little pots. Move that so you can see. So I'm just going to gently pull away the babies, keeping as much of their root as possible so as not to disturb them. And I don't want to disturb the mama either. And I do know some of these will go into shock. Some of these won't take, but I'm going to do my best to save them. So I'm keeping some good roots on there as well. There we go. So I'll just stack those to the side so that I can plant those up. Oh, that one, yeah. Oh, we still have some good ones on there. So really good roots on some of these. Others I can just pop that into soil and they'll be fine. I'm going to cut off some of these older dead leaves around the bottom. Just give it a nice clean up. And I prefer to do this more at the beginning of the summer season, end of spring, so you can do it outside and then you can transition your plants to outside as well. They may go through a little bit of shock when it comes to repotting, but I'd rather do it all at once than shock them a couple times with taking them in and out and things like that. So there are a couple of good juicy pieces that I can keep there. So still really nice and healthy. There's it's good soil. There's nothing crawling around in there or anything like that, which is great. Especially when you take your plants inside and outside. Sometimes you never know what's underneath the soil line. So this one was kind of growing to one side. So I'm going to try to prop him up more in the middle so that he's a bit more stabilized. And usually when you're repotting, you want to go the next pot size up. So for instance, if you are planting a 10-inch ficus, for instance, you'd be going up to a 12-inch. Usually we suggest not going up too much. There's just too much soil in there. There's again, plants just prefer to be a little more pot bound. So pushing down a little bit, but still letting there be some air in there. And this soil will settle over the next couple of waterings as well. And I may have to top this up again with the cactus mix. Perfect. So it's not going to be fighting for water and nutrients and fertilizer with all the little guys anymore. So she's happy to have her babies in little pots alongside her. I just have these leftover containers. So I'm going to start with fresh soil for them. And take off any of the discard pieces down at the bottom. I'm just going to plant these individually in these little containers, making sure to push the soil down fairly well, still leaving some good air in there. If your soil's too compressed, then the water will just run across the top of the pot, down the sides and out the bottom, and you won't really know when your plant gets a good watering. So we like to leave some air in there so that you can gurgle your plant. So gurgling is I'd take this whole thing, I'd put it into the sink. I would have a couple of inches of water at the bottom, and I would let it soak from the top, and then you'll see air bubbles come out the top as well. Soak from the bottom, and the air bubbles come out the top, so you know that your plant's getting a really good watering. So I will continue to pot up these little guys, maybe give them away as gifts. People always say, I love your aloe, it's so beautiful. So maybe I'll pot up a couple of these little babies, and one day they will turn into mama here. So again, she might go through a little bit of shock. I'm probably going to cut off those bottom leaves that don't look so great, clean her up, and she will be ready for outdoors in no time. I'll give her a really good water. I'll give her some Miracle Grow, and she'll be happy as can be. So if you have any questions about repotting, come on into the store. We're happy to take a look at a picture of your plants. If you think something's going through some shock, if you're not quite sure if it's time to repot something, come on by. We'll let you know what to do and walk you through the steps. I hope this has helped you decide if it's time to repot some of your larger outgrown plants, and definitely do it outside when the summer is beautiful and you can just sweep away the dirt. Have a great day. We'll see you at the shop.